Hello everyone, we are here today at the Villas at Grand Floridian to do a full room tour of a brand new room type, the Resort Studio. This room does sleep up to 5 adults and has a great amount of space for everyone.
Now these are a little bit different than the Deluxe studios they already had here at the Grand Floridian. They took an existing hotel building and remodeled the rooms to make these new resort studios. The bedding is different because they have two actual queen size beds. There's no pull-out couches or anything like that. And then the fifth sleeper is a pull-down day bed instead of the small Murphy bed they usually have in these rooms. We really like these new rooms, and if you want to compare them to the Deluxe studios that already existed, you can find that video linked in the description or at the end of the video.
Let's go check it out.
Coming into the room here, you can see things have changed quite a bit from what the rooms used to be before they were remodeled. Over on the right where the closets were, we actually have a table and a bench there. Underneath the table, you'll find a single wall outlet, and then over here on the right, we have an additional wall outlet, but this one has a USB and USB-C plug built in as well. This white box is where you're going to find your hair dryer here in the room, and then the wall behind the table is a really pretty watercolor with birds and flowers and that mirror right there, starting to kind of tie in with that Mary Poppins theming that we're going to see throughout the room here. Across from that table we have our bathroom area, and this is closed off by a single barn door out here. This barn door does not have a lock on it, but the one inside the bathroom going to the toilet and the tub does. I'll show you that in just a minute. In the first part of the bathroom we have our double vanity here, a little bit of storage down below for the towels and such, but a lot of counter space here in the bathroom. We have a really nice lighted mirror all the way across the entire vanity here. We've got some toiletries over here on the side right next to the outlet there, and then up on the wall we have another pretty watercolor painting from the Mary Poppins movies. We do have another mirror in here, the small makeup mirror. It's over there in the corner. And then across from the vanity, we have the second half of the bathroom. Again, a barn door to close this one off, but this does have a lock. You can see the little piece of metal right there. There's a lock on the back side of the door when you close that. In this half of the bathroom, we have the toilet and the tub, and this tub does have those individual shampoo, conditioner, and body wash bottles. We expect they'll be changing those out in the near future with the refillable ones. And then the shower head in here, they actually have two shower heads. We have the rainfall style shower head as well as the detachable wand over here on the pole. Heading into the main part of the room, you can see that this particular room does have that connecting door. Some of the rooms will be connecting, some won't, but this connects to another resort studio right next door. And then across from that, we have our kitchenette area. Here we do have a microwave. They didn't originally have those, but all the rooms do now have microwaves here. And then we have a Keurig for our coffee maker, as well as some mugs and glasses and an ice bucket there. Back behind the Keurig, you can see we have some artwork on the wall. Looks kind of like an embroidery, the way that they designed it. You have the Mary Poppins art there with her and the family. You have the umbrella down in the bottom right corner. You've got some robins on there. You also have a penguin up in the top right corner. Lots of little Mary Poppins details. Down below the Keurig, your drawer here is where you're going to find all the K-cups and your plates, cups, bowls, all that kind of thing. And then down below that drawer is where you're going to find your mini fridge or beverage cooler. This does not get as cold as a traditional mini fridge, so it's probably really best just for storing drinks, but it does get down to about 42 degrees, and there's a decent amount of space in there for that. In the room here, you can see we have two queen size beds, and we also have a couch that folds down into a day bed. Next to that couch, we have our dresser, and this has some really good sized drawers on it. If you pull those out, you can see there's a lot of space in those drawers, so a good amount of storage space here in the room. Up above the dresser, we have our TV, and that is one of the newer smart TVs that they have here in the resorts. And then on each side of the dresser, they've got an outlet built in where you have two wall outlets, a USB and a USB-C. So you have lots of space in this room to plug up your devices. The beds, as you can see, are raised up off the ground. They have storage underneath. So if you want to store your suitcases, that's a great place for that there. There's an area rug down here in the room that really adds a little bit of texture because it's not just the hard floor throughout the entire room. And then over on this wall to the left, they've actually hidden a couple closets over here. So the one in the far corner is where you're going to find your in-room safe as well as your steamer. They don't have irons in these rooms. They've switched to steamers. And then there's just shelves up and down inside of this closet. And then the second closet over here is where you're going to find your closet rod, and you can see you have a couple robes over here because you are fancy when you're staying here at the Grand Floridian. And then up above the closet rod, you can see we have an extra pillow and blanket. Down below, there's a small luggage rack, and then over on the right-hand door, we actually have a full-length mirror there. On the side of the bed, you can see we have a light as well as one of those small little pull-out reading lamps. If we pull that out, it just lights up when you pull it out of the bed. And then down below the light here, we have a small little table for storing your devices when they're charging at night. And there is an outlet down below there with a USB and a USB-C, as well as the 2 wall outlets there. The pillow here on the bed also has some Mary Poppins details on it. You can see if you look at all the different things on there, there's some penguins, there's an umbrella, I believe there's a few birds up a little bit higher. Lots of Mary Poppins detailing throughout this entire room. In places like the light up above our heads, we have little robins made out of glass all the way around the chandelier, except the one here at the front. That is a penguin. I really appreciate how much thought they put into the details here in this room. In between the beds, we've got a nightstand, and the nightstand has a couple good-sized drawers on it for storage, and then there's a lamp on the nightstand. There are no USB outlets on top of the nightstand, but on the side you can see we've got 2 wall outlets as well as the USB and USB-C. If you look at the lampshade, you'll also see an umbrella there and a few other little details on it, again referencing the Mary Poppins movies. Across from the bed, we have our couch that folds down into a daybed, and Alyssa will pull that down in just a minute for you. Above the couch, you'll see we have a beautiful watercolor painting of Mary Poppins flying into 17 Cherry Tree Lane. It's split into 2 canvases there, and I really like that piece of artwork. We've got a lamp over here in the corner, and then on the side of the bed over here, the same little table with outlets down below. We'll head out here and check out the view from our balcony. Again, this is a standard view room, so we're not expecting much as far as the view goes. We do have a good sized balcony out here, a decent amount of space with 2 chairs and a table. We kind of have an interior view into the resort here from this room, and you can see at this point the building right here next to us has a lot of scaffolding put up. They're actually beginning to refurbish all of the regular hotel rooms here, not converting them to DVC studios, but just refurbishing those because they are in pretty bad need of refurbishment, and we've been told that those are going to be refurbished in the same style as these DVC resort studios have been. Coming back into the room here, we'll take a look at the bed. Alyssa has pulled that down for us. You can see it's a twin-size bed there that's been pulled down on top of that couch. And one more little detail before we wrap this up, I want to point out, if you look at the vent up there by the ceiling, they did work in one small hidden Mickey here in the room, right in the center. So they didn't miss out on Mickey, even though they have a lot of Mary Poppins throughout the room here. And that's going to conclude our tour of these new DVC resort studios here at the villas at the Grand Floridian.
We hope you enjoyed that room tour. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up below and comment with any questions you have. We're happy to answer those.
And while you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified about all the other videos we publish here on the channel. You can find tons of other room tours and resort tours on the channel of all the Walt Disney World resorts and DVC resorts up and down the East Coast. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.
We're here with the ears.